Orbán's victory at the EU court, a political earthquake in Europe. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has achieved a remarkable success at the European Court of Justice. The judges sided with his government in the dispute with the European Commission over migration policy. This has reignited a conflict that affects not only Hungary, but the entire future of the European Union. Orban is using the ruling to strengthen his position as a defender of national sovereignty and to sharply attack Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission. A victory for Hungary's independence. The European Commission had attempted to force Hungary to change its restrictive migration policy. Orban consistently refused, and now he has legal backing from Luxembourg. For him, the ruling is proof that national interests can be defended against Brussels' centralist policies. In a speech to the Hungarian parliament, he spoke of a clear signal that Hungary cannot be blackmailed and will preserve its sovereignty. Criticism of Ursula von der Leyen. Orban took the ruling as an opportunity to directly attack EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. He accused her of leading Europe into an economic and political crisis. Millions of Europeans work hard to fund the high salaries in Brussels, but receive no respect in return. According to Orban, von der Leyen's policies are characterized by massive immigration, excessive regulation, rising taxes, and growing insecurity. Growing criticism in member states. His stance is not only supported in Hungary, resistance to the Commission is also emerging in countries like Poland, Spain, Bulgaria, Croatia, and Slovakia. The situation is particularly tense in Spain. Farmers, fishermen, and livestock breeders feel abandoned by free trade agreements and strict EU rules. While von der Leyen promised support during the election campaign, many now accuse her of breaking her word. Distrust of the European Commission. Political pressure is also rising in Brussels. Both left and right-wing factions are preparing motions of no confidence against the Commission. A new movement, Patriots for Europe, has already collected enough signatures to force a vote on von der Leyen's team in October. Even left-leaning members criticize that the EU, which should embody unity, currently shows deep cracks, division, and accusations of blackmail. Behind closed doors, there are reports of threats and intimidation attempts. Von der Leyen is said to have tried to threaten countries like Hungary with the loss of voting rights. Critics speak of institutional blackmail. These revelations have further fueled the debate. On social media, the hashtag #Stop von der Leyen is already trending, and slogans like "Brussels is not Europe" are spreading in several member states. Orban's alternative model. While the Commission emphasizes acting in Europe's interest, Orban pursues a different path. He focuses on national sovereignty, pragmatic economic policy, and targeted international cooperation. China has invested 17 billion euros in Hungarian projects, and Budapest maintains close ties with the United Arab Emirates. Orban sees this as proof that prosperity and stability can be achieved without Brussels. In Hungary, he points to a policy based on border security and strict migration control. He emphasizes that there are neither no-go zones nor imported violence or terrorist attacks in the country, an argument that resonates in many Western European countries. International dimension. Orban does not shy away from involving international figures. He points to contacts with Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, whom he considers strategically important for the future world order. While the EU focuses its energy on the war in Ukraine, Hungary is thinking long-term about energy security, global trade flows, and new alliances. Particularly controversial is Orban's demand to reintegrate Russia more strongly into the international community, a clear contrast to the EU's current course. A network of sovereigntists. Within Europe, Orban seeks allies. He names figures such as Marine Le Pen in France, Giorgia Meloni in Italy, Geert Wilders in the Netherlands, and the AfD in Germany. His goal? A Europe of fatherlands based on bilateral cooperation rather than centralized control from Brussels. This vision strikes a chord, especially in times of growing skepticism toward EU institutions. Economic arguments. Orban supports his criticism with numbers. Thousands of companies have closed in EU countries in recent months, energy costs have soared, and the euro has lost value. Meanwhile, the Commission invests billions in opaque climate policy projects that mainly burden small and medium-sized enterprises. For many citizens, the EU has become a symbol of a detached elite. The question of legitimacy. Orban sharply attacks the democratic legitimacy of the European Commission. No one directly elected Ursula von der Leyen, he emphasizes. He touches a sensitive point. The Commission is not legitimized by popular vote, but is nominated by member states. In a time of growing dissatisfaction, this argument amplifies criticism of Brussels. National consultation in Hungary. To reinforce his position, Orban announced a national consultation. Citizens will be directly asked about central issues such as taxes, migration, energy, and foreign policy. He accuses Brussels of deciding over people's lives without ever asking them. Within days, thousands of applications to participate have already been submitted, a sign that the topic is mobilizing the population. Potential impact for all of Europe. The conflict is no longer purely a Hungarian issue. If Orban proves that resistance to Brussels can succeed, it could inspire imitators in Poland, Italy, France, or even parts of Germany. EU-critical parties are already gaining influence in several countries. The crucial question is, will Orban's consultation remain a national experiment, or will it become the starting point of a European movement challenging the Union's fundamental structures? Europe at a crossroads. For Orban, the answer is clear. The dream of a European superstate has failed. Instead, there needs to be a union of sovereign states that cooperate voluntarily without patronizing each other. While Brussels continues to speak of unity, Orban sees the reality of growing division. Whether his course will succeed in the long term is uncertain. What is clear, however, is that the victory at the European Court of Justice has introduced new dynamics into European politics. It forces the EU to confront fundamental questions. How much power should Brussels have? How much decision-making freedom do member states need? And in what form can the Union even survive? With his legal success, Orban has not only won a political battle, he has sparked a debate that could decisively shape Europe's future.